Hey guys, welcome back to Precision Gaming.
Welcome.
Back here with Damn It Dom, and we have special guest Mike the microphone.
How's it going, Mike
guys?
the MC.
DMC, nobody gonna bring it down like me.
Mm-hmm. Like this guy already.
How you doing, Mike?
I am doing pretty damn good. Had a pretty eventful morning. I've been raising money for a sister's coworker, and today we got to deliver that sum of $5,000 to her. So I feel really good about that.
You know, I just saw that on your Twitter account. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm just excited I could help. Honestly.
Yeah.
That's an excellent thing to do. So real quick, we know you for being a YouTuber, very famous personality on Twitch and stuff like that. So why don't you explain to a little bit to our guests just exactly what you do for those who do not know of you?
I do a little bit of everything. I've done music for a number of years. I got very big in the My Little Pony fandom for quite some time. Went around the world.
Wait,
performing
seriously,
at
you're a
conventions.
brony?
He's a brony.
Yes, sir. I am of brony fame, as it were, horse famous, trademark.
Nice.
But in all seriousness, like I did that for a number of years, and that was an absolute rush, and I loved every minute of it. And I hope to get back into music this year. But right now, I do Twitch full time. I'm a cast quality consultant and technician, and I specialize in basically high quality capture. I try to make everything look as beautiful and rich as it possibly can.
That's amazing. I was peeking over Dimitri's shoulder a little bit when you were showing him the that.
Oh, the comparison between the coloring
Right.
Yeah.
of what you just realized a little while ago?
Amazing. That was some of like the
I'm
clearest
sorry.
graphics I've
Oh.
seen.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
definitely a
the,
huge difference.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just about to say it's definitely a huge difference in what you found out.
It's I found it out thanks to somebody else who pointed it out on Twitter, and I need to go find the exact tweet. But since then, I've actually been doing a lot of tinkering with it and seeing how games handle that, because I feel like one thing that, because YUV color space is something I'm not very familiar with when it comes to this type of processing. And so what happens is it takes the proper color encoding from the game without doing any sort of processing to make it brighter or more visible. And so for games like Dark Souls, where the shading technique used either generates a color or black, using the full YUV color space makes it insanely dark. So there's a lot of correction, a lot of tinkering, and a whole lot of time investment in that. So it's fun, but it's definitely a trial.
Nice. So what are some of your favorite games to Twitch?
Oh man, I speedrun Luigi's Mansion, which is one of my diehard favorites. My current personal best on that is I beat it in an hour, 8 minutes and 32 seconds.
Oh, nice.
World record for that's like 57 minutes though. It's insanity. Paper Mario is another really big one. I'm a big fan of the N64 era of games, and I'm proud to say that I own most of the good ones. GoldenEye, Kirby 64, Smash Brothers, you name it.
So the theme song introduction was a good one for you.
Oh, definitely.
Quite a collection.
I was
there.
getting GoldenEye flashbacks from my sister used to curb stomp me and my brother. She would hide in a room with dual RCP 90s and we couldn't touch her.
Oh man, I hate the RCP 90.
Dude,
I love the way it
overpowered,
looks, but I
and she
hate
would
it.
get Odd Job. It's like, just kill me, take me, I'm done.
Just shut up and take my life.
Exactly.
So I have noticed you took some time off for a little bit, but before
Yeah.
that you reached 90,000 subscribers on YouTube.
No, I did not. I think I'm at like 88,000, but I took a lot of time off just because I was not feeling music at all. One thing that I've told myself from the beginning was that if I can't have fun and enjoy what I'm doing, then I can't do it effectively and I won't do it. And one of the things with music was that because of not only the pressure of trying to produce music that I felt wasn't of a high enough caliber, and also the pressure from people in my life saying that I needed to stop pursuing that as a focus and a job because it wasn't paying my bills, definitely kind of hit hard. So I took an extended break from that. And now I'm just slowly working on getting back into it. And I have a lot more drive to get back into it this year because I've gotten to that point where I'm 25 years old now. And at the end of the day, I kind of don't care what people think of what I do. As long as I like it, that's the only thing I should care about in the end.
Well, that makes sense because some people said that you can't make a living playing video games, and look at us now.
Oh, well, you know what? That's what my dad would tell me when I was 8 years old, sitting in front of the TV, playing Pokemon Stadium and cracking jokes with my friends and making them all crack up. Like, we would have absolutely massive laugh rights over just messing around with these video games. And I would entertain the heck out of them. And my dad would always tell me, just like, you need to spend more time outside or do something practical. And yet here I am, 25 years old, and now I'm the leading technical authority in high quality casting.
Take that, Daddy.
Yeah,
Take that,
and
take that.
he's the thing about it though is he's been in news and broadcasting for 35, 40 years, and his father before him was also the same. He was a very, very, very famous weatherman in Tennessee, and so one of the big things was that he always had fairly high expectations. But I've taken that entire broadcasting thing and flipped it on its head and readapted it for my own passion. So
you have a
he's
whole
very happy
lineage
about
of
that.
broadcasting.
Yeah, third generation. I feel good about that.
It's pretty awesome. So are you going to head back into YouTube, or are you just going to stick with Twitch for a little bit?
Oh, I'm going to be doing both. 2017, I'm definitely going to be doing both Twitch and YouTube far more actively. Like I said, I definitely want to get back into music, so there will be stuff going up on my YouTube this year. That is my intent. I want to try and do at least one song a month if I can manage it, since that's something I can definitely do. But I definitely want to get back into that just because I've been getting the itch to produce more, and also just because it was something I genuinely enjoyed, and I don't want to put off doing something that I want to do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So you think you're going to have a little bit more help with the Nintendo Switch coming out?
Oh, man, I have a lot of really high expectations for the Switch. And part of those I know are just kind of pipe dreams. Those being, I kind of hope that the NX has some capability of playing 3DS games, if only because as much as I love my 3DS capture card, I have to be super gentle with it, and it scares me to death if it even so much as tilts over the edge of my desk.
Yeah, it's very...
Wow, those things are really delicate, huh?
Well, it's the thing is I got a Katsukity card, and there are two major 3DS capture card suppliers on the market. There's Loopy and there's Katsukity. Loopy makes far more stable, far more quality cards in terms of build, but he only does them on the normal sized 3DS. And because I have gigantic Yaoi-esque hands, I need a gigantic system for that. And so the XL model was what I went with originally, and then eventually I realized that because Katsukity's soldering isn't exactly the sturdiest, I needed to get something attached to that. So I ended up getting a GameCube controller mod for it. But the problem is just that even though the connections are soldered in there and they're far more stable than they were, I always have this lingering fear of having too much outside force put onto it and then having that internal soldering just fall apart.
I bet your setup is crazy, like with all the capturing and all the equipment that you have. I bet your entire setup is probably very intricate.
If you looked beneath my desk, you'd cry because it is a raging fire hazard.
Oh, really? Bad cable management?
It is just lots and lots and lots and lots of wires.
Well, I mean, you could pretty much capture any game system out there. So I would imagine you have a lot of system and wires and everything else going on under your desk.
I can capture any input from SCART to composite, S-Video, BNC, lightning cable. I can capture iPads, 3DS, Game Boy Advance, you name it. I have a dev cart for the N64 called a Wideboy 64 AGB, and it was never commercially released. I think only like 500 to 1,000 of these things exist, and it's essentially a double tall N64 cart, and it can play Game Boy Color, Game Boy, and Game Boy Advance games on the N64.
Wow, that's
Not
really
too
cool.
bad.
Now, our address to ship that to, right, is...
We'll tell you off
actually,
air.
I shipped it around to a lot of people to get it got pictures done by Evan Amos, who is kind of one of the unsung heroes of the video game industry, because if you've ever seen those really, really nice, high quality, perfect white background photos of consoles on Wikipedia, he's the guy who does all of that.
Wow.
So I sent it to him. He got high quality shots of the casing and the internals. It went off to the guys at My Life in Gaming, who did a feature on it in their Game Boy Advance capture episode, and it's just a really neat piece of history, and I'm really glad I own it.
If you ship it to us, I'm sorry, you're not getting it back.
Oh, okay. Well,
Don't even include the return label because it's not going back.
you know what? I'm going to mail myself with it, and you can pry it from my cold dead fingers because I'll probably die in transit.
Yeah, so Do you have any advice for any like up and coming streamers or anybody who wants to like get into the whole video game industry?
Have fun with what you do, because at the end of the day, you need to remember that no matter what you do, whether it's you're a speedrunner trying to get the world record in whatever game you happen to be enthused with, whether you're a challenge player who wants to try and go through the entirety of Dark Souls without taking a single hit, which has been done, by the way, it's terrifying. I mean, regardless of what you do, remember that let that passion drive you, but don't take it so seriously that you stop having fun, because I'm telling you, the more fun you have with this, the better off you're going to be. And for God's sakes, you're playing video games. So, I mean, the best
Good
thing
words.
I can advise you is just have fun with what you do and really love that, because that will attract people more than anything else. Because you can have all the best equipment in the world. You can have, you know, the first copy of a game to come off the shelves. But at the end of the day, if you don't love what you do, then people are going to pick up on that.
Makes sense. That's
True.
true.
It's fair.
So I was curious, what was the most fun that you've ever had doing a live stream of any sort?
Oh man, you know, I would have that's a toss up. I recently did a Paper Mario marathon to celebrate 11,000 followers, and I played through every Paper Mario game. I'm talking started with even Super Mario RPG and went all the way up through the entire series, including all of the Mario and Luigi games and all of the Paper Mario games from TTYD to Color Splash. And I did voices for all that, and I had a blast doing that. But it's between either that or Until Dawn, if you've ever played that.
Until Dawn, yeah, I played a little bit of it.
Yeah, Until Dawn, I did 3 playthroughs. I did 1 playthrough where I let my chat decide how things went down, and it was it was a train wreck.
Really?
You had such high hopes for so many characters, and then just a flip of a coin decided it, and you would just watch them die so gruesomely. And the chat would be just applauding, and I would sit there just going, man, you guys are ruthless.
Oh man.
So, I mean, honestly, I think the most fun that I have with games is just whenever I feel like my chat is most involved, you know?
Right, the better the interaction, the better, more fun that you're gonna have.
Well, and I mean, like, that's what I want to do most of all when it comes to what I stream. Like, I am by no means the greatest gamer in the world, but I'm a damn good gamer. I will say that much, and I know that right out. And the thing about what I do is that I want people to see what I see when I stream, and I want them to get the kind of rush that I get from video games. I want them to be as involved as I am. So when I have a chat that's just, you know, blowing up and actually, you know, following and taking the same level of investment in decisions that I do when I play the game, it makes me feel amazing, because that's what I want more than anything.
Understandable.
Very understandable.
All right, so if somebody wanted to catch up on like your past streams or anything, where could they find you?
They could go to twitch.tv/MikeFeedback, or you can just type into your web browser mike.sexy. That's mic.sexy. I'm not even joking. It'll redirect right to my Twitch.
A little conceited.
You could find me on Twitter at twitter.com/MikeDaMicrophone, MICDAMICROPHONE, or on YouTube at youtube.com/MikeTheMicrophone0. And that's ZERO, not the number 0.
Awesome. Alrighty, guys. If you don't mind hanging on the phone, we're gonna take another quick commercial break. You know where you could find Mike the Microphone, but you could find us also at Precision Gaming 617 on Facebook or at our website at precisiongaming617.com.